farthest that I could take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research isn't everything.
It is to me. And Sam. I need to know what happened.
All right, Steve, let's go. It's time to dive.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
Steve, you and I grabbed our dual sense controller on the PS5 to go underwater for Subnautica Below Zero. Dude, were you getting a chill off of this one?
I actually love this game. For an open world and that kind of survival kind of game, to be underwater is a totally different experience.
Sure is.
I have to say, I did play the first one, and I wasn't sure if this was a follow-up, a DLC, or a sequel.
Yeah.
But it comes across, it looks like a remastered of the first one with more textures, more stuff to do. Still lacking the tutorial, though, I have to say.
Yep.
If it wasn't for my experience from the first one, just a little bit, but I did have an issue of playing for about 4 hours and think, I'm doing this all wrong. And I did actually start again, and I actually caught up in 2 hours what I did, but actually more satisfying the progress I actually did.
Sure. No, I've had a great time as well, Steve. It's been awesome to go, like you say, underwater, right? A whole other experience than the first one. I like the story too. You're set out to find out what happened to your sister. She's passed away, but it seems like it's been covered up, right? And you're out to figure out why it's been covered up. So you're heading to the surface on certain areas, and you have to keep warm when you're on these surfaces, and then you go underwater. But that's the star of the show, Steve, is going underwater, experiencing these creatures hitting certain depths, which just transform how you react in the world, whether you can actually travel that far. You can upgrade your O2 tank, right? So you have more breathing time when you go underwater. You can set up contraptions above the water and then feed it down with pipes so you can dive 1,000 meters down when you're sitting off in some of these other explorations as you set out. But like you said, dude, no tutorial really. You're basically tossed into this thing and say, here, go. And I don't know how many times I died before I realized how to eat properly. Like I said, oh yeah, bring the fish back, cook the fish, and eat it. I'm like, that kind of makes sense when you think about it, but when you're first out there exploring, trying to watch how much air, how much breath you have left to survive, so then you pop to the surface and you dive back down because you want to stay out and explore some more. I've had a great time playing Below Zero, man. This is definitely a cool experience.
I have to say, visually, it was stunning. I love the way it's like when you're underwater, and as we mentioned before, it goes sunrise, that kind of thing, and then it goes to pitch black. And that's where you have to craft a flashlight because it does get dark. But I have to say, all the corals and the fish, that sort of that fluorescent glow, visually, it was beautiful. And then you come to the surface and then you see like the horizon, and you see all the other planets in the distance, whether it's red, purple. For me, the experience was amazing. I absolutely loved it with the haptic feedback as well for the dual sense. It's what you were saying about like eating and surviving, because you have to make sure you got filtered water and food, and you go out and you collect certain fish to actually provide the water and the food depending on the type of fish you get. Then you take it back to your pod, and then you use the amazing fabricator to craft absolutely anything, whether it's you cooking your fish or using it to make filtered water, or even crafting other stuff as well, just to help you for other materials.
No, it's definitely cool. It was the hardest part for me, Steve, is actually seeing what I have in front of me to craft, but where do I gather those materials, right? How do I get that next piece of coral or the rock or you know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's so many things you need to go out, and the only way to find those is really just to set out and explore. And then you come across these iPad experiences too. They're all voice acted. I thought the voice acting was fantastic in this game. They give you the backstory of what's going on in the world, and I thought it was awesome. It's incredible that they have so much dialogue, and what could be essentially left as, here, just read the PDA. Right? They could just give you a bunch of text to read, but no, they don't do that. They bring these characters in here and give them personality and life to fill in the backstory. I thought it was fantastic. Dude, this game is great.
Yeah, definitely. And the good thing as well is you don't get trolled by other players. It's just you. All you have to worry about is running out of oxygen or the creatures in the sea that could kill you.
Absolutely.
But I did, as we mentioned earlier, I do like the idea of as your oxygen depletes and you're trying to get back up to the surface, you get put about an extra 5 seconds of air just as you hit that surface, and that can make all the difference from dying and then starting all the way back at your pod, or carrying on and doing a bit more exploring. And it's quite a big map as well. I heard it was a little bit smaller than the first one, but there is so much. But the more interesting bit is the deeper you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the deeper you head into these depths, you find like sunken ships, and just the thing is, the more you go down, the other creatures come up to the surface in that case, right? So the further you are, some of these creatures are incredible, and they of course will attack you, which I found, I was like, oh man, I just want to go explore, like leave me alone. But it was definitely cool, Steve.
Yeah, and you also get the plants as well that give you that extra bit of oxygen the deeper you go.
Yeah.
There's sort of like certain bits when you're running out of oxygen, you see these certain plants that will, if you just go onto them, hit the X, and then it gives you that little bit of oxygen just to keep you going. And they're sort of scattered around the bottom of the ocean floor as well, the deeper you go on rocks and stuff like that.
Steve, let's freeze this score in place. What are you giving Subnautica 0 below?
Well, I absolutely love this experience for an open world. Totally out the blue, amazing graphics. I like the audio as well. That kind of find it very relaxing with the audio and the whole scenery thing. So I'm giving this a 9.
Wow, you are definitely high, dude. It is a fantastic game. Definitely one worth checking out over on the PS5. It is great to play. I had a huge experience in the fact that there's just so much to explore, and underwater brings a whole different world to what we normally play as gamers. So for me, I'm there with an 8.5.
Oxygen.
Subnautica Below Zero is a vast improvement from the first one. With stunning underwater visuals and audio and plenty of content, makes this a very enjoyable experience.